Hi, my name is Krista Hall. How you doing? In this presentation, I'm going to discuss the similarities and differences between Windows and Linux. I'm going to explain which operating systems may be preferred from a business perspective, compare enterprise solutions, storage solutions, and examine ethical considerations related to storage decisions from a Christian perspective. Understanding these concepts is especially important today with what's going on in the world. Organizations facing growing cybersecurity threats such as ransomware and data breaches. Both Windows and Linux operating system organize information from a hierarchical file structure. This means that files are arranged in directories or folders and branch from a central root location. Both systems allow administrators to manage files, organize data, and apply permissions to control who can and cannot access specific information. However, there are also key differences between the two systems. Windows uses drive letters like C or D. The most common window file system is NTFS, which support features like file encryption, compression, and detailed access control lists that allows administrators to define very specific permissions for users and groups. Linux, on the other hand, uses a single root directory represented by a /. Instead of drive letters, all files and devices connect under this root structure. Linux file systems such as ext4 organize system files into directories like /home, /etc, and /var, each serving a specific purpose with the operating system. Another difference involves permission. Linux uses a simpler permission model, which consists of read, write, execute permissions for the owner group and other users. Windows system uses access control list, which allow for more detailed permission management, but can be more complex to administer. Now that we understand the similarities and differences between Windows and Linux and systems, it is important to consider how businesses decide which system to implement in their environment. From a business perspective, the choice between Windows and Linux depends on factors such as cost, usability, security, and organizational needs. Many businesses prefer Windows because it provides a user-friendly interface and integrates well with a variety widely used enterprise tools such as Microsoft Office and Active Directory. This makes it easier for employees and administrators to manage systems within corporate environments. However, Linux is often preferred for servers, cloud environments, and cybersecurity infrastructure because it's highly stable, secure, and customizable. Linux is also open source, which allows organizations to reduce licensing costs and modify the system to meet specific needs. Because of these advantages, many large organizations run web servers, data centers, and cybersecurity systems on Linux while using Windows for employee workstations. In many enterprise environments today, companies actually use both operating systems together to take advantage of the strengths of each. In addition to operating systems, organizations must also consider some type of storage infrastructure used in enterprise networks to protect and manage their data. Two common storage solutions are network attached storage, or NAS, and storage area networks, or SAN. NAS is a centralized storage device connected to a network that allows multiple users to access files from a shared location. NAS systems are relatively easy to deploy and cost effective, which makes them ideal for a small to medium sized business. Now, SAN is a more advanced storage system that connects servers to high speed block level storage. SAN environments provide extremely fast data access and are commonly used in large organizations and data centers. The main difference between the two is that NAS operates at the file level and SAN operates at the block level, which allows SAN systems to support high performance applications such as databases, virtual platforms, and enterprise backup systems. These storage solutions are especially important as organizations work to protect their system from threats such as ransomware attacks, which can encrypt and destroy critical business data if proper backup storage strategies are not in place. Finally, ethical considerations should also play an important role with when organizations make a decision about storage technologies. From a Christian perspective, ethical decision making involves principles such as integrity, stewardship, and protecting others from harm, period. Organizations that manage data have a responsibility to protect sensitive information such as customer records, financial data, and personal information. Sometimes businesses are tempted to take the low cost way. I'm not going to do this because they need to reduce their expenses. And however, if you look at what's going on all over, all these lawsuits because there's data breaches everywhere because they chose the lesser. They chose the more lower cost option. And this puts everybody at risk, employees included. Christian teachers emphasize responsibility and integrity in decision making. Proverbs 11:3 states that the integrity of the upright guides them. This means organizations should prioritize protecting data and maintaining trust rather than focusing on reducing cost. Therefore, ethical decision making in information technology involves balancing financial considerations with the responsibility to safeguard data that people trust organizations to protect. In conclusion, Windows and Linux organization data using hierarchy file systems, but differ in structure, permission, and management approaches. Businesses choose between these systems based on user ability to use, cost effectiveness, and security requirements. Enterprise storage solutions such as NAS and SAN provide different levels of performance and scalability for managing data. Finally, ethical decision making, particularly from a Christian perspective, reminds organizations that protecting sensitive information is not only a technical responsibility, but a moral obligation. Thank you. Have a nice night.